Hey guys, and welcome back to Kellie TV. So we expected a lot of drama in this episode of The Following, and that's exactly what we got. Guys, we only have 2 more episodes until the season finale. Can you believe it? And speaking of finales, what about the ending of this show? Okay, we'll get to that in just a minute, but first, so at the beginning of this episode, Ryan is trying to infiltrate the Corbin campground so he can get closer to Joe. But meanwhile, Carrie and Claire are having a little meetup, and Claire is wanting Carrie to get a message out to Joe to kind of let him know that she is still alive. But Carrie is like, hey Claire, no way, because this could totally jeopardize your safety. But Claire's like, no Carrie, you really need to do this. So back to Camp Corbin, Ryan is making his way in, and he actually goes undercover in one of those creepy white masks. And something is going on with the televangelist's son Preston. You know, Joe kidnapped him in the last episode, and Joe has Preston up there on the main stage, and there's a girl Courtney who is part of the Corbin camp, and he wants Joe to make the sacrifice to send Courtney home, and of course, or he wants Preston to do this, and of course Preston doesn't want to do this at all, and he's frightened, and just about when he's going to make the decision about whether to do this or not, then Ryan fires some shots. Sadly, he didn't hit Joe, but did you guys really think that was going to happen? Well, Mike is on a mission to find Lily Gray. I mean, after all, he wants revenge for that terrible murder of Mike's father, which just made me cringe and feel terrible for Mike. I really like Mike. And he actually makes it to her compound, but Lily's outsmarted him and she's on the run. Where she's headed? To the Corbin compound to try to find Joe. So Joe is a very wanted man in this episode. Well, so Ryan has made his way into the camp, and he actually gets apprehended by 2 members of Corbin who think they're pretty cool because they've caught the great and powerful Ryan Hardy. But that was all part of Ryan's plan. Come on, Ryan is always 2 steps ahead of everyone else. So he gets into the camp, and he is in a meetup with Joe, with Preston, and with Courtney. And once again, Joe is still trying to have his little homecoming for Courtney, and he threatens to kill Preston if Preston doesn't stab and kill Courtney. And I knew it was just going to happen. I knew Preston was going to do it, even though we all know that Joe was using Preston, and Ryan was like, don't do it, Preston. He's not going to kill you because he needs leverage with your father. But sadly, we had to sit there and watch him stab poor Courtney and take her life, and then he felt awful afterward. Okay, so Lily Gray's people have infiltrated Camp Corbin, and they're just killing people right and left. I mean, red suits are dropping everywhere. And they're trying to get to Joe, but they don't know that Ryan Hardy is also there already with Joe. And the little meetup that they had is so funny because you just know that it's going to probably go down to the very end of this entire series where there is a Joe Carroll and a Ryan Hardy standoff. I mean, they're just not going to kill each other probably until the very end. So Carrie is convinced to get that message out that Claire wanted to get out to Joe, and it seems to be some kind of letter that maybe Joe had written her in the past. And how is it that Joe is always able to be just conveniently in front of a TV to watch the news when there's some kind of cryptic message coming across, or there's some sort of message that Carrie's delivering for him? So he just happens to be in front of the TV, and he hears this message, and then he realizes, oh my gosh, Claire is still alive. Meanwhile, Mike is still hot on the trail for Lily, and near the very end of the episode, he catches up with her. He has her cornered. He pulls out his gun, but here come Max and Ryan, and they're like, Mike, don't do this. You are better than this. And there's a lot of back and forth, and I was like, is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? He has his gun out. He has his gun out. Then he puts it away, and I'm like, okay, he's not going to do it. But I want him to do it because I don't like Lily at all. And then he takes his gun back out, and he kills her. And I was like, yes. And I was cheering on Beamly, and Beamly is a really cool app where I was chatting live with lots of fans of The Following. And if you missed out tonight, then you definitely need to check in the next 2 weeks for the last 2 episodes of season 2, because we had a rock star chat going on in there with all kinds of fans of The Following. It was just so cool to be able to talk about one of my favorite shows with people who love the show as well. Beamly is a free app. You can download it on your tablet or phone, or you can participate on the web, and I will put that link down below so you can for sure join us for the next 2 episodes of The Following. So thanks so much for watching this episode of Kellie TV, and I hope you have a great day.